Continuing 2.4 with this bell problem, we're given it in slope-intercept form. We have to take it to standard form. So again, think about it. We have to get this in standard form, meaning our x and y terms are on the same side. There are no fractions, and it's equal to a constant term. So think about what you can do to get rid of this fraction here and write it in standard form. Come back and we will go over the answer. You should have multiplied this entire equation by 5 since we have this fraction here. You always multiply the bottom number to every term in the equation. And when you do that, you should get 4x. And after you get it in standard form, 4x minus 5y equals 25. Alright, so today we're going to be talking more about x and y intercepts and parallel and perpendicular lines. So we first have to determine what are the intercepts, meaning the x and y intercepts, of this graph. So first let's start with the x-intercept. Remember, x-intercept means it's on the x-axis. So what would our y value be? If we're on the x-axis, we're not going up or down at all, so it would be 0. So our y value will be 0, and that means we would plug in 0 wherever we see y in our equation. So we plug in 0 here, we'd be left with 3x equals 15, and then we have to get x all by itself, so we would divide both sides by 3, and we would get 5. So our x-intercept is 5, 0, so we plot our point at 5, 0, and then move on to our y-intercept. Again, the y-intercept, we're on the y-axis. We're not moving left or right off of that axis, so again our x value this time will be 0. And that means we plug in 0 into our equation wherever we see an x, so this term would be gone, and be left with 5y equals 15. And we have to get y by itself, so we divide both sides by 5, and we get 3 for our y-intercept. So we plot that point at 0, 3. Since we have 2 points on our graph, we can find or graph the equation. So just draw a straight line through those 2 points, and we are done. So you guys go ahead, find your x and y intercepts, and graph the equation. Your x-intercept should be at 4, 0, and your y-intercept should be at 0, negative 2. So draw your line through those 2 points, and you have graphed your line. Again, your x-intercept is 4, 0, and your y-intercept is 0, negative 2. Next, we have to write an equation of a line, and we have $30 to spend downloading songs for a digital musical player. Company A charges 79 cents per song, and Company B charges 99 cents per song. Write an equation of a line that models this situation. Since we have two companies, A and B, we're going to have two separate variables. So I'm going to use Company A as X, Company B as Y, and set equal to our total. So we're going to be writing this in standard form. So all you do is take Company's A value of what it costs per song, and since we're using X for Company A, we'll put X at the end, plus, and then we look at Company B, which is 99 cents per song, and we're going to use Y, and we're going to set that equal to how much we have total to spend, which is $30, and we wrote an equation of a line. Next, we're going to talk about our parallel and perpendicular lines that pass through the point negative 2, 3, and is parallel to this line, y equals negative 4x plus 1. When we are given lines that are parallel to each other or perpendicular, we do not need to worry about their y-intercept. So we can just cross that out. All we're concerned with is the slope, which remember is the number in front of our x. And parallel means we have the same slope. So since we have the same slope, we can plug it into our point slope form. So we have y minus y1, which is the point at which it goes through, which is 3, equals, again, since they are parallel lines, that means they have the same slope, so we have negative 4, parenthesis x, minus x1, which is negative 2. Again, minus and minus becomes plus. Go ahead and distribute through, add your 3 over, and get your equation of a line. We should get y equals negative 4x minus 5. Again, notice how negative 4 and negative 4, the numbers in front of x are both the same, which is what we wanted. We needed parallel or same slopes, but their y-intercepts are different, negative 5 and 1. Next, moving on to perpendicular to this line, that helps you put it over 1. And remember, perpendicular slopes are opposite reciprocals of each other. Since our first slope is negative, that means our new slope will be positive for the opposite. And then the reciprocals, we switch top to bottom. So since it's 4 over 1, it will now be 1 over 4 for our new slope. So again, you plug it into our equation, y minus, the point at which it goes through is still 3 for y. Our new slope is now 1/4. And we have x minus negative 2. So the point slope form is the equation you need to memorize against y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. And when you solve this out for y, we should get y equals 1/4 x plus 7/2. And you're done. So you guys go ahead and solve these out. Remember, parallel lines have the same slope, and lines that are perpendicular have opposite reciprocal slopes. So solve these out, pause, and come back for the answers. For the first one, you should get y equals 6x minus 9. And for the second one, you should get y equals 1/4 x plus 3. Again, don't forget, parallel means they have the same slope, perpendicular means they have opposite reciprocal slopes. When you're starting, we do not care about the y-intercept for both, so just cross that out. And move on to using the point slope form to find our equation of a line. The last example, same thing, except if you notice the first one is in standard form. You first need to solve that out for y and then plug it in so we can find our slope. So when you solve that out for y, we should get y equals negative 2x minus 7/2, but again, we don't care about that minus 7/2. And then you plug it into the point slope form, and when you solve it out for y, we should get y equals negative 2x plus 6. And for the second one, it's already helpful for us. It's already in slope-intercept form, so you just have to switch our slope. And since it's positive, make it negative. And when you solve it out for y, we get y equals negative 3/2 x plus 6. So again, to follow up, parallel, we have same slope. Perpendicular, we have opposite reciprocal slopes. And we don't need to worry about our y-intercept. We'll be working on a worksheet tomorrow and doing some other projects.